Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. You may now be seated. To deliver his welcome remarks and give an overview of the Trabajo para sa Bayan report and the Employment Covenant, may we call on Labor and Employment Secretary Benvenido Laguesma.
His Excellency, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., colleagues in the Cabinet and fellow members of the Trabajo para sa Bayan Interagency Council, the Chairman of the Committee on Labor and Employment of the House of Representatives, Congressman Fidel Felipe Nograles, regional and national partners from the labor and employer sectors and civil society organizations, international development partners, fellow public servants and government workers, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, isang maganda at mapangakong umaga sa inyong lahat. My warmest welcome to everyone to this National Employment Summit. Mr. President, on September 27 last year, you signed into law the Trabajo para sa Bayan Act, which operationalizes your administration's whole of society approach in creating quality, decent, and sustainable jobs as a means of realizing a just, prosperous, secure, and stable future for all Filipinos. The law institutionalizes employment planning into the development process. It aims to coordinate actions and secure commitments at the highest levels in stimulating national and local economic growth through the creation of decent employment opportunities, enhancing worker employability, competitiveness, and productivity through industry-relevant skills education, training and human resource development programs, providing support and incentives for businesses, particularly micro, small, and medium enterprises, to spark job creation and ensure employment security, and incentivizing employers and private sector organizations to contribute to workplace and workforce improvement through various training and skills development initiatives. Today, in your presence, Mr. President, we take another collective step in realizing the objectives of the law by presenting the Trabajo para sa Bayan report to the Trabajo para sa Bayan Interagency Council, supported by the Employment Covenant on the formulation of the 10-year Trabajo para sa Bayan Plan, signed this morning by the Chair, Secretary R.C. Balisacan, and Co-Chair, Secretary Fred Pascual. Building upon the Philippine Labor and Employment Plan 2023-2028 and enriched by the Philippine Labor and Employment Plan 2023-2028, supported by the Investment Priorities Plan and regional consultations with various stakeholders, this report consists of three main parts. The first part situates the economy's growth sectors and key employment generators at the national, regional, and local levels. The second identifies the national and regional challenges in generating employment opportunities. And the third lays down the strategies and priority points of action of the Trabaho para sa Bayan Plan. As validated in the regional consultations leading to this summit, the growth sectors and key employment generators consist of a wide range of sectors. This includes health, tourism, construction, IT, BPM, agriculture, energy, manufacturing, transportation and logistics, creative and industries and education. As these sectors grow, we also expect to see the emergence and growth of the green economy, the digital economy, and the care economy. Growth potentials and trajectories in the identified sectors are not expected to be the same across the country. Thus, the plan contains geographical differentiations in industry priorities between regions. These differentiations highlight the importance of coordinated action planning between the Trabaho para sa Bayan Interagency Council and the Regional Development Councils. This will help optimize efficient and equitable mobilization and deployment of resources to the areas where these are most needed. The report identifies national and regional challenges in generating employment opportunities, many of which have been with us for a long time. On the supply side, the plan seeks to address the high costs of training and competency enhancement programs, unequal access to quality education and training opportunities, economic barriers to skills development, high employee turnover and skills gap in the technology sector. And on the demand side, Mr. President, the plan seeks to lower business operating costs, simplify complex regulatory requirements, and promote ease of doing business, as well as promote investments in infrastructure and technology, including digitalization and connectivity. For the duration of the 10-year Trabaho para sa Bayan Plan, there will be continuing focus on developing and equipping human resources with the skills and competencies that will ensure their employability and upward mobility amidst the ever-changing world of work. Equal attention will also be given to ensuring employment facilitation through updated and reliable labor market information systems. Moreover, attention shall also be given to supporting the expansion and growth of businesses through a balanced combination of responsive capacity building measures, particularly towards digitalization, well-designed incentives, and wider access to credit. For the next 4 years to be implemented until 2028, Mr. President, alongside the time span of the Philippine Development Plan and the Labor Employment Plan, the Trabaho para sa Bayan Plan will have 4 strategies. The first is to strengthen the alignment of education and training programs with industry requirements. The second is to expand employability programs in order to facilitate school-to-work and work-to-work transitions, especially for the youth and young workers. The third is to reduce the regulatory burdens on MSMEs and at the same time ensure compliance with all labor standards. And last but not the least is to strengthen social protection mechanisms, including measures for just transition and the operationalization of the social protection floor framework, which you, Mr. President, approved last year. Mr. President, the Trabaho para sa Bayan Plan carries with it the collective wisdom and commitments of the member agencies of the Trabaho para sa Bayan Interagency Council, particularly the NEDA, DTI, DOLE, DILG, DBM, DOF, and TESDA, as well as representatives from labor organizations, employers' organizations, the informal and the marginalized or vulnerable sector. We have a strong faith that under your leadership, Mr. President, this plan will be a major avenue in our roadmap to the future that all Filipinos aspire for, the vision of a stable, prosperous, and secure future, the vision of a bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary Laguesma. At this juncture, may we invite the President to witness the presentation of the Trabaho para sa Bayan report by Secretary Laguesma. The TPB-IAC co-chairperson to NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan. The TPB-IAC chairperson and DTI Secretary Alfredo Pascual, the TPB-IAC co-chairperson. Thank you, Mr. President. And now, NEDA Secretary Balisacan, together with DOLE Secretary Laguesma and DTI Secretary Pascual, will present the employment covenant to the President. The employment covenant on the formulation and realization of the 10-year TBB plan was signed earlier by the chairperson and co-chairperson of the TPB-IAC. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, may we call on Labor and Employment Secretary Benvenido Laguesma to introduce our guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Thank you. Thank you, Secretary Daniel Laguesma. Please, let's be seated. Our DTI Secretary Fred Pascual, the NEDA Secretary Arce Balisacan, the 4th District Representative of Rizal, Juan Fidel Felipe Nograles, and all of you participants to the 2024 National Employment Summit, my fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I welcome you all to the first ever National Employment Summit. It is a momentous occasion because we gather the key players and stakeholders in the labor sector for the formulation of the Trabaho para sa Bayan plan, or the TPB plan. This is a 10-year roadmap that will serve as a guide towards greater employment generation and towards recovery. In line with our priorities and the outcomes that we desire, and strategies stated in the Philippine Development Plan, the Philippine Labor and Employment Plan, the Strategic Investment Priority Plan, and the Workforce Development Plan, the TPB plan will be one of the driving forces to help create at least 3 million new jobs by the year 2028. Beyond generating employment, though, what we want to achieve is creating quality jobs, with special emphasis on ensuring workers' welfare, empowerment, competitiveness, and security in all sectors of our labor sector. This is why government is working doubly hard to address the proverbial problems that we have always faced: job skills mismatch, underemployment, unemployment, through the reforms in our basic education curriculum, the embedding of TVET in the senior high school curriculum, and the implementation of employment facilitation initiatives. My dear colleagues, this is the perfect time for our key players to come together, from workers to employers, government, other partners, private sector partners, to harness the spirit of bayanihan as we meet the emerging needs in the local, national, regional, and international labor markets, which has become such an important part of the Philippine experience. We have exciting times that lie ahead. We look forward to the new jobs, the new sectors, the new opportunities that are waiting for us and for the Philippines. So let us lay the groundwork that will ensure that the next decade will be a decade of meaningful employment and economic growth. Let us craft a TPB plan with the goal of ensuring that our people are reaching their fullest potential as active participants in building our nations and our world. At this juncture, allow me to acknowledge the efforts of the Department of Labor and Employment, the Department of Trade and Industry, and the National Economic and Development Authority, together with our partners in the employment sector, for shepherding this important plan to this fruition. Equally important is the participation and contribution of trade unions, of industry tripartite councils, federations, employers groups, and other participants during the regional conversations that paved the way to this summit that we are attending today. Let me also commend all of you for the signing of this employment covenant, because it is a document that will serve as another crucial input to the 10-year Trabaho para sa Bayan plan. Altogether, the covenant and the TPB plan will ensure the interagency and multipartite approach to achieving our objectives for productive, remunerative, and decent employment generation. To our partners from the private sector, I once again call on you to work closely with government to create more quality and green jobs for our workers. May you also take advantage of the incentives and reforms that we have put in place to expand your operations, generate more employment and opportunities for all Filipinos. To those development partners who have played an important part in bringing us to this day, we thank you once again for helping us strengthen a more resilient and prosperous economy that provides decent, quality jobs for Filipinos. And I look forward to our future collaborations. To our workers, I urge all of you to continue honing your skills and competencies to be ready for the exciting employment opportunities that lie ahead of us. We in government will support this effort and provide that upskilling and reskilling, as we are now referring to it, so that we are competitive not only in the local job market, but also in the international labor markets. The new technologies that are coming in have changed the priorities of every economy. The arrival of the digital economy, the expansion of the digital space, continue to ensure the sustainability of jobs, upskilling and reskilling of our workers to maintain the productivity and the edge of our labor force and our economy. With our unity and cooperation, I'm certain we will not only survive, but thrive in the evolving job market, ensuring no Filipino is left behind as we move forward. So let us embrace this unified vision. Let us fully heed the call of the Trabaho para sa Bayan plan. Muli, maraming salamat sa inyong pagsisikap na pangalagaan ang kapakanan ng ating mga manggagawa at maisulong ang isang bagong Pilipinas. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Marami pong salamat at magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your inspiring words. At this point, may I request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. May we call on Dolly officials with red stickers to please come on stage. Employers, workers, and sectoral representatives with white stickers, please get ready. Thank you. Please exit to your right. May we please call on stage the employers, workers, and sectoral representatives with white stickers. Regional Tripartite Industrial Peace Council officials and select development partners with blue stickers, please stand by. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Next, may we call on stage the RTIPC officials and select development partners with blue stickers. TPB IAC Technical Working Group with green stickers, please stand by. Thank you. Please exit to your right. That ends our photo opportunity. And that concludes our 2024 National Employment Summit. Thank you, Mr. President, for gracing us with your presence. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. May I request everyone to please remain seated until the President has left.
Pagbabago dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan.